Yep. Okay, we're recording now. I'm sure that you may know this, and I think we've mentioned this before. Your video is very, very jerky, Brad.
Just me then.
Goes on his back foot, and Jackson has this right here.
Very, very pixelated.
Yeah, great.
It's a snowstorm in Iowa.
Remember, this is a secondary to recently Mr. Davies Way. Just a great the ACL.
You know, not everybody out in the country's got fiber, okay, Les? I know you fix it too. You think you're a hot shot, but you know.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not so sure that my fiber's all that great all the time. But hopefully, supposedly, by the time that we get moved out there to the hill country, I'm supposed to be able to get fiber. So
yeah.
that's going to be the neat thing.
So how's everything going with the retirement place, Les?
It's going good. I posted pictures Thanksgiving weekend, went out, we wired the shed, and I know, Brad, by your standards, it's small, okay, but for me, that 10 by 18, that's basically a single car garage, and that's what I'm working with now, and it works pretty good. We wired 220. We've actually got 80 amp service going to the shed, so I ought to be able to power almost anything that I need.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the welder, the compressor, the grinder, all that kind of stuff, dedicated service for the AC, because I'm putting the window unit in, dedicated service to the refrigerator. And then we ran 2 more circuits, which are going to go out because the carport's basically going to butt right up next to the shed, and I'm going to have power on each of the poles out at the carport. And
you can have all that stuff on all at once at the same time and still not touch 80 amps. So,
yeah. That's true. Yep. But I mean, it was, as we got to looking at it, I mean, I doubt if it cost us $50 more going from your standard little 80 amp box to the 80 amp box and running the thicker
slightly bigger cable. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that was the biggest expense, but even then it wasn't that much more.
Right. Oh yeah, upgrade while you can. You'll never need less.
Yep. Yep. So Brad, how's the ankle?
Good. Got out of my boot about a week and a half ago, so unusually warm this week. They're saying on Wednesday get up close to 70. Hoping that the rain holds, so I'll get the bike out and I'll actually have it for this month.
Do you feel confident that it's that well?
Yeah, I've been splitting fire, walking. I just have to kind of watch what I do.
Yeah. I didn't pay attention. I'm sure you posted. Is it left or right? Well, I didn't catch that. What did he say? Left or right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. I think 99.9% of us use our left foot and left leg more than anything. Just put the right one down that stops.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm short.
I'm
short. I can't put both down at the same time anyway.
I'm glad it's healing up for you, Brad. Just think you have a built-in barometer. Every time it gets cold, it'll ache, so you'll know when the cold weather's coming.
Unless I was making a U-turn, that's when it happens. That's why the right.
Oh. Well, did y'all enjoy reading my adventure with my clutchless ride home in Houston rush hour traffic? I'm sure.
That's rich. Scampy.
Yeah. Alan, would you like to have tried a clutchless ride through Houston?
Hi, guys.
No, wait. Hey, Keith.
Hey.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey,
this,
Leslie.
this is Leslie.
Hi, guys.
She tells
Hey,
me when to
Leslie.
turn left.
He's a great driver, you guys. He's the best.
Only drop it every once in a while. No, I would not have tried that, Les. I don't believe. But I got hydraulic clutch, so I don't need to worry about it.
Well, but that hydraulic line can rupture also. So
And if it does, there ain't no Band-Aid gonna fix me.
that's exactly right.
I'm on the side of the road till somebody comes and grabs me.
I was actually impressed that I was able to do that and get away with it. And I mean, you know, once you get going, I mean, you really don't have to have the clutch anyway.
Well, yeah, well, you can upshift without it easily, just let off the throttle and go. So
Yeah, and if you rev match just right, you can downshift without any
yeah,
problem.
right.
And that's what I was doing. And you know,
But
90%.
still, for you find that fulcrum in the vice grips against the bars to where it actually worked as a grip. I was impressed with that. I got to tell you the truth. I thought that was pretty cool. Then I just said, thankfully, I got a hydraulic clutch, so who cares? You know?
It's probably been 50 years since I've had to do something like that on a dirt bike before.
Yeah,
And doing it on a dirt bike is a lot different than doing a 900-pound touring bike.
in traffic.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. On dirt bikes, to do anything, we're talking about Brad's bad leg. Back when I was a teenager, I broke my left leg. I finally got into a half cast, and so I could sit on the bike, tied a string to the shifter up to my handlebars, and so I could pull the clutch, jerk the string up. You know? Of course, downshifting was easy. I just stomp on it and downshift. So yeah, I was good to go. You know?
Heck of a suicide shifter, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I'd do it on the Venture though. I don't think I'd try it.
But it worked, right? Alan, it worked.
Yeah,
It was
it did.
functional, right?
It worked for me, right? Of course, I was 17 years old and thought nothing could hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Bobby. How you been?
Oh, been pretty good. How are you guys tonight?
Not too bad.
How you doing, Boog?
Doing okay. Spent all day changing oil and brakes, something that should have taken me maybe an hour.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the gray beard or not, but darn it. I couldn't get the back wheels off of this Elantra. Just they've been on long enough and there's been enough corrosion happening that once I got the lug nuts off, which were pretty easy, I just trying to pull that darn tire off. It was like
No
it was
kidding.
welded on there.
Wow.
Well, WD-40, kicking it left, right, top, bottom, trying to make sure I don't kick it hard enough to knock it off the jack and the jack stand. And eventually I would get one loose, get that off and change out the brakes. And wow, I think the two back tires, just taking them off, took me probably about 30 minutes each.
Man.
Yeah, maybe the WD-40 will prevent that from next time.
The unfortunate part is not much of anything does that because you have two dissimilar metals there 9 times out of 10, and they're going to corrode right there.
Yep, that's exactly what I was telling Hazel earlier. Darn it, I just haven't seen it that bad before. So removing it and cleaning it more often will probably help.
Yep.
How long had it been what they were off? I mean, you got to change tires every once in a while. You know?
Well, honestly, I can't remember the last time that I rotated them. The hubs themselves, they're 2008. They are quite rusted. As a matter of fact, she just had a recall done on the thing. And one of the things they said, the rear discs need to be replaced because they're rusted pitted. Well, I thought, the brake pads probably need to be replaced. Actually, I replaced all 4 around, and the brake pads had a lot of wear left on them. They weren't even close to the indicator. But all four of them, where the brake pads don't hit the disc, so like on the perimeter around, yep, you can take there and just kind of flick off the rust on it, but that doesn't touch anything. That's just exposed to the elements. And yeah, if I took a sander, some wire wheel, I could probably knock all that rust off and then coat it with something, maybe some of that high temp brake heat paint of some sort, and just make them last longer. But the hubs themselves, the disc, they don't need to be replaced. It's just not pretty. That's all.
Yeah. They're supposed to rust.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that Rocket 3 shirt you're wearing, Boog?
yes, it is.
I just saw an article from the guy that does a motorcycle program on I can't remember right now from he does the motorcycle upgrades every Friday on not Netflix, but gosh,
Speed or Discovery.
and MC Rider.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He just bought a Triumph Rocket 3 and did his overview on it. He said it was quite an amazing bike.
Well, it is. And I even posted my review when they first came out with the new models. I got that here on this forum. Besides the technology, I just don't like it. And even on the technology thread, I kind of voice that once again. The guys that have had the 2020s, the 2021s now, their biggest complaint is the failure in the technology. So just like our Eluder brothers there, technology is great. It's incredibly useful, but when it does go bad, holy crap, it's expensive if it's not under warranty. So the key.
He says it's a very powerful bike.
Oh yeah.
And that it handles really well. But when things aren't working, it kind of ruins it, you know.
No, it does. The brakes are good. It's got a wonderful lean angle to it. The Roadster and the.
Oh, did we lose him?
I keep asking. What's that? Oh. Anyway, they are very fun bikes. It's not quite set up for my ergonomics to do very long distance riding with it. But there's quite a few guys. Corbin now has a fairing that fits quite well. They got bigger waterproof bags for them, since the Triumph bags are nowhere near waterproof at all.
Really?
You think for a bike that's made in the UK that might be something they would do as a normal, but they do have liners you can buy separately to keep your clothes dry or whatever you have in there. But that's kind of a standard complaint across everybody on the Triumph board.
You got drill holes in the bottom, drain it out.
No, I think they're just kind of a mesh cloth bag that just absorbs water through. It might be the zipper is part of the problem as well. But as far as just the bike, if it had a key, that would be a plus for me. But no, you got to have the key fob on you to make the bike run. If the key fob starts getting low on its battery, there's a sensor under the seat. You can put the key fob, touch it to that sensor, and you can start your bike and ride off until you can get a new coin cell battery for it. But that's one issue. Some of the guys are starting to have some other issues with the different computer screens. Other guys will tout how incredibly awesome it is and how great that Triumph is moving into the 21st century and all that kind of silliness. And well, I like mine that I stick a key in, turn it on, fuel injection's awesome. ABS is great. But like I put on another forum last week, I had to do some emergency braking on my 40-year-old bike. And well, that worked out just fine. I didn't crash. It's all about understanding the physics of what's happening. And there you go.
Well, now I may be mistaken, but you're not real tall, are you? How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say, because if I'm not mistaken, actually, that rocket's seat height is pretty high, isn't it?
Well, not on my touring, it's not. And I've rode quite a few of the roadsters and even the older classics. I flat foot them just fine. I got a 32-inch inseam, so I've got no problem, at least not with my legs. They go all the way to the ground.
Wow. You got a long leg for 5'9", 32 inches on 5'9". That's you all bottom end.
Yeah, well, I make up for it for belly girth now. Yeah, if I could only get back to a 32-inch waist, that would be awesome.
I'll see that. I'll see that happening in my future back at 32-inch waist.
No. It's probably 15 years ago, my waist got bigger than my leg, and that was, I ain't going back. So,
Yeah, it's called age progression.
Yeah.
Yeah, darn it. So you guys been out looking at Christmas lights in your areas yet?
I haven't, but I'll tell you what I'll do just for grins is that when I get my bike back on the road here, hopefully next week, is that there's a mall where I exit getting off the freeway going to work, and they've got a very nice light show, and it's on every morning. And so I just might record that and just post it just for the heck of it, because Memorial City really does do a neat thing, and they've got several, I don't know, I guess they're 25, 30-story high buildings, and they light the top of those up with different color neons and stuff. So yeah, I might do that, but no, I haven't.
Well, that's what we're doing right after this little Zoom meeting here. We're going to head out and spend maybe an hour or so just in our local area looking around. We've got a new subdivision they've been working on for a couple of years behind us. Places where the homes come in from the low 700,000s. Anyway, hopefully they got a lot of those folks that got a little bit of leftover dosh, and they can put up the nice, pretty lights for me to look at.
We've got 2 farms in our area that they decorate the whole front yard with Christmas decorations. And once the last farm gets everything up, we'll take pictures and put them on a forum for everybody.
That's cool.
Because Wednesday I'm having cataract surgery. I've got to have cataract surgery on both my eyes, but I'm having Wednesday I'm having the first one, so I can see a little bit better and appreciate the lights a little more. So my doctor told me, he said, I don't know how you're seeing at nighttime, because he said your eyes look like they're frosted over from the cataracts. He goes, how are you seeing? I said, well, have a good co-pilot. My wife has real good vision, so I let her drive at night. And he goes, that explains it. So,
well, I guess in your line of work, being able to see straight's kind of important.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very much so.
Oh, he could always switch over to NFL referee, and they can't seem to see anything.
Oh, that and maybe a couple of boxing judges too.
Yeah.
I agree with the NFL referees. I see some really poorly called games. And I believe I can run and blow whistle just as good as they can.
Sometimes I wonder. I don't know. Of course, there's a lot going on. I guess I should give them more credit, but it's from where I'm sitting on my easy chair. It looks pretty easy, but
Yeah.
Well, they don't get to see as much as we do from TV.
Right.
You got them big old linebackers blocking their view so much.
Well, I don't know how years ago, I managed to get on the field. Houston Oilers and Pittsburgh Steelers back in the was that the late 70s, back when the Oilers were good and Pittsburgh and them had it out bad. And I was working the bandstand there on the field. Those are some big boys. They come running by. It's like, oh my stars, And the whole place, this is in the Astrodome, and the whole floor is shaking as they're running by. And I'm going to hide behind something in case one of them rolls up on me or they kill you. I can't imagine standing in among them. Y'all play, and I'm going to watch. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, Brad, did your wife make it back home okay and everything?
Who are you talking to, Keith?
Brad, did your wife make it home okay?
You talking to me, Les?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
To Brad.
Oh, Brad.
Yeah. Did your wife make it home okay from Texas?
Yep. A good visit.
Good. Because I was thinking, if I remember correctly, she actually had some decent weather when she was down here too.
That's been a few weeks ago. If it did yesterday, I'm remembering it, but yeah. So it was a visit though. I mean, it was NCAA award stuff. It was a special.
I don't know about everybody else, but I caught about every third word. How about y'all?
No, unfortunately, he's breaking up pretty bad.
Yeah.
His robot voice.
Yeah, it's starting to break up more lately.
And here's the funny thing is, he's the IT guy. We're picking on you, Brad.
All right. That's okay. I'm going to go offline and I'll join back in a second.
Okay. Yeah, knowing him, he's going to fire up some super duper T1 line directly through NASA or something.
Oh, no, that's a government agency. It's got to go civilian.
Alan, we keep saying this. One of these days, we're going to coordinate a nice little run somewhere, and I sort of enjoy your humor on the forum, and I've met you before, but I don't know. I think we'd get along pretty good because you've got somewhat of a warped sense of humor like I do. So
yeah, I'm just warped, period.
Well, I can tell you firsthand from the rally in North Carolina that he does have a warped sense of humor, but you learn to like it because he's got a great attitude.
Thank you.
And Leslie's a lot of fun too. She joins right in. So.
Dude, she's back there poking me in the ribs, making me go.
Yeah.
Well, we really enjoyed having you guys this past September.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm hoping weather and everything cooperates, and we'll try to do it again in 2022. But
yeah,
it's too early to call right now. That's for sure. So.
Well, I was encouraged by the Canadians opening the border for the U.S. so that we can get our Canuck friends to come back. That would be great.
Yeah, if they come, I ain't gonna win the longest ride anymore. If they start showing up,
Yeah.
I'll take a really loopy way. I have to go through, Pennsylvania or something to get to.
Well, believe it or not, it wasn't that much difference. Now, last time I went, I actually towed up there, but total mileage, it wasn't that much because they're just basically right across the border right there. And as they come down, I mean, it's, it took them 3 days to get there because they went sightseeing all the way down. That's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why be in a hurry? Yeah. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. The mileage wasn't that major difference between the Canadian border and coming down in the U.S. So it wasn't by a large margin,
But
but you nailed it, Alan, this year.
I guess it was yeah, Buck fan come up from Florida. They were pretty close between him and me as far as in terms of mileage.
And I'll have to try to get down to one of these coming up here real soon. The mentioning good people, Jaguar Tech, when Hazel and I went down to Orlando over Thanksgiving, his wife made us a great dinner. She's a registered nurse by day and an aspiring chef by night. And man, we had a great time down there. And I do wish I could have put my Stradaliner in the back of the truck. Jeff said, yeah, bring it down here and I'll fix it for you while you guys are over at the amusement parks and whatnot. Just sitting there listening to him talk, I'm like, you know what? He's probably forgotten more about mechanics than I have ever learned in my life. All the different stuff. I'm looking at the trophies and the pictures that he's won drag racing bikes. And oh man, it's cool. Just absolutely cool. And if you ever get a chance to hear his Roadstar, I'm very envious. He's got that police seat sitting on it, super comfy, sort of a bobber, but not quite full on bobber, and incredibly large diameter pipes on that thing that heck, I don't know, even Officer Post might have to pull him over and check the decibel levels.
Yeah, he's a walking museum for sure.
Oh, yes. And just talking with him, holy cow, that man's got brains.
Well, plus, didn't he put some older style Harley bags on the back of that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. The more rounded type. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a Bandit there that kind of makes me envious as well. I used to have an FC1, and all those Bandit guys out there were the chief competitors, I think, with that bike. But his Bandit with the cowling off of it just kind of looks like it's just some old beat up looking bike, but all the stuff that he's done to the internals to that, yeah, it's another absolute sleeper. Just don't pull up next to a guy in Orlando on a beat up looking Bandit.
I had some good conversation with him. I guess it was, I don't know, probably about a year ago. One of his clients, that, remember, he's working on mainly Jaguars and that kind of stuff. And most of them have more money than they got sense. But anyway, this one client of his had bought a 65 Mustang and was wanting to do some changes to it. And he was asking me to take pictures of mine. So, some of the changes that I had done so that he can compare them and show them to his customer to decide if that's the angle he wanted to go or not. Say, see, if you do this will be what it looks like,
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Rich.
Hey, Les, how are you guys?
I'm good.
Hey, Rich.
Brad, you look a lot better. Your connection's a lot better.
Yeah, how's everybody else's video and audio? Seems like it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear you just fine.
Yep.
Good. I reset my modem here, so I guess when you live out in the sticks, you have some of those issues.
That 28K bod is that kind of rough?
I remember when that was great.
Oh yeah. I paid $100 for a 96, 9.6K.
Do you want to play a game?
Yeah. The first picture I downloaded from the internet came in one line at a time.
And then it would stop and pause there for a few seconds.
Yeah.
I started out with a 1200 baud. Of course, at that time you had to take and pull down a file in multiple parts and then reassemble it on your computer once it got there.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's that technology thing we were talking about earlier. It's one
Yep.
technology I don't think any of us could get by without anymore. When the internet goes down, we all just sit and go, well, now what?
Yeah.
Hey, Rich, I wore something for you tonight.
What is it? Let me zoom in on you. Uh-oh. Oh, what is that?
I don't know. Oh, it says AutoZone.
Who wears something like that?
I don't know. Guy that works for O'Reilly, I think.
Because I knew which hat you were going to have on.
Hey, this is the only hat that fits me. I don't normally wear hats. I don't have a good hat head. I just get
How's
away with
everything?
all the hair.
How's everything down the way, Rich?
Good so far. It's been cold though. Crap, it's been cold. Too cold.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I'm
Yeah, what's the
thinking
weather?
winter might be coming to Virginia soon.
Yeah. Yeah, don't blink. It'll be there.
Oh, we were pretty lucky. I mean, even this morning, they were talking about it was going to get really cold. And I think it was 40 when I woke up this morning. How about you, Alan? Was it, you were probably a couple degrees warmer.
That's a little warmer, but cold is a relative thing. And
It's not my relative.
I was a little chilly this morning.
I got some pretty cold relatives, but that's a different story.
And a couple of hotheads too, but never mind.
And hey, say, do we got any four members that were affected by that tornado through Kentucky and Illinois?
I almost posted something about it just to check on everybody, but then I got to thinking, there may be one or two folks around there, but not much. Keith is probably not Keith. I'm sorry.
Deke, right?
Lives
Deke's
in
Isn't he?
lives in Chattanooga.
Mhm.
Oh,
Just, huh?
Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew 92. He lives in just outside of Nashville.
Okay.
Franklin or something,
Yeah,
right? Is it up near Franklin?
Yeah, he's right near Franklin.
Yep.
Yeah, he's good because I talked to him quite a bit. He wasn't affected by the storm, but when the storm moved by yesterday, they're putting out all kinds of watches and warnings out. And so we were watching on the local news. It just amounted to a little bit of rain and a little bit of wind, but that was it. We escaped most of really bad weather. But
Yeah.
Mayfield, Kentucky got hit really hard.
Oh man.
That town got leveled.
Oh, yeah.
That
mean,
tornado
that's-
was on the ground for over 200 miles. That's
Yeah,
got to be close to a record. That's just incredible.
yeah.
Yeah, they said
They're
it was.
saying about 100 people. They're expecting around 100 people to have died from it all. And
I
that's
can't
really
see
sad.
how not. I mean, that was devastating.
Yeah. And at this time of year, that's so sad.
Well, yeah, this is not exactly tornado season right now, too. That's really odd.
Yeah.
Well, those things do happen. I remember when I was a young sailor, I was in A school at NAS Millington, just north of Memphis.
Yeah.
And so we're real close to the Mississippi River. And between Christmas and New Year's that year, we had heavy floods. Then a tornado hit West Memphis across the river and did huge amount of damage. Navy pulled a bunch of us young squids together and we went over and we set up a hamburger and hot dog cookout for a lot of people. And then a couple of days after that, there was a blizzard that brought somewhere around 18 inches of snow, and you had winds that were 45 miles an hour. It was just all within that span between Christmas and New Year's.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's not high country. I mean, that's down pretty darn low. Mississippi's not real high above sea level right through there.
Right.
Storms are unforgiving.
There's always those oddball things.
Yeah.
Well, of course, here in the DC area, it's all because of climate change produced by people who ride big motorcycles and V8 cars and, fossil fuel users.
I blame the hairspray.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that. The ozone.
Yeah. Air conditioners.
Yeah. And damn refrigerator.
R12, kill us all.
Yeah. And then the cows in Vermont, because a lot of flagellates
Oh,
there.
they fart. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's only because they've
Longhorn
been
farts
getting,
are a lot
that's-
worse, trust me.
yeah, well, that's because they've been getting electrocuted, right? Because the grounding.
Well, you talk about R12. You know that they're just about to totally phase out R134, which is supposed to be the catch to all. Now it's R1234 ZF or Z.
Yeah, okay, right, yeah. I can't keep up. I got a can of R12 still on my shelf if anybody needs it.
Oh, don't say that.
Put,
What is
I
it?
think I paid
Prank caller,
99
prank
cents
caller.
for it.
put that on eBay. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if I can sell it. Yeah. Or if the feds come banging on my door wanting to, collect it.
Yeah, that's when you tackle them. I got an assault rifle. Take that. Leave the R12.
Nothing uses it anymore that I know of.
Yeah, I think there's some, right. I thought refrigerators or something still use it.
No, they use 512.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I know, but I thought something. What did I read the other day? Something still uses R12.
Oh, there are some, and the funny thing is that most of them are government installations. They
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
converted the systems over.
Yeah.
We got some old units in our subdivision that still have R12.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Electricity units. Yeah, yeah, a bunch of them.
Those got to be 45-year-old units. Those got to be.
No,
ancient.
but mine. I just replaced mine 3 years ago. I just replaced mine, and that was R12.
What?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the reason why I had to replace it because the guy came out and repaired it and broke the line. And when he broke the line, it all escaped and he couldn't evacuate it. So
I got some.
Yeah. Well, he ended up repairing the line, and they ended up giving me credit towards the unit because it seized.
Yeah.
Seized the motor. I don't know if he seized the motor or if it's just because they said they're oiled permanently. They got that permanent oil in them or whatever. And next thing you know, he goes to kick it on, and the thing was just sitting there grinding. So
Wow.
otherwise, I would have just kept the whole unit. Nothing wrong with it. Works fine.
Yeah.
That makes me feel my units are 16 years old now, and I'm starting to say, well, should I change them out before they break? But no, I'll run them to failure.
Wait till the price of copper goes up higher.
Somebody will just steal them off the pads.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing around here.
Yeah.
They're stealing them because right now they're making them out of what? Zinc and nickel or something, or zinc and aluminum or something. So they're not even stealing them now, the new ones, but at least they'll get the copper's still out there. Wait a few more, it'll be as much as gold.
It's true.
Yeah, when my son and I went to buy the wires to do the shed, he told me up front, he says the price of that stuff had gone up. And he says that even wholesale that he buys, and he says the problem with buying it wholesale is that they're up on the price. Whatever the price is, they stay abreast of the price. And so he's got a wholesale place that he operates with, and they were out of one fitting that we needed. And he says, no biggie, we'll just stop by Home Depot and buy the one fitting. Well, so the one roll that we bought was 200-foot roll, and it was $149. And I was like, because I remember it's $50-$60 a roll. But anyways, $149. We went to Home Depot just to buy this 1-inch fitting deal, and theirs was $219 for the same roll.
Yep.
And I'm like, darn. Yeah. That's what got expensive in a hurry doing that.
It almost sounds like an opportunity, Les. You should have bought them all up at Lowe's and went back over to Home Depot.
Yeah, and
set up a Girl Scout cookie shelf there.
It was, and then the other thing that was funny that's hard to get right now, you know the blue electrical boxes.
Yeah.
The blue J boxes. You can't find them. They're nowhere.
Really?
Yeah, there's the plastic pellets that they use to inject mold those. There's a nationwide shortage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I found out another nationwide shortage, which is really bugging the heck out of me, is that I wear trifocals. Okay, remember 2 weeks ago I broke my glasses.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And these are not regular. these are not my regular glasses. These do not have any bifocals or anything on them. Okay, these are an old pair. Well, anyway, so I go, that was over Thanksgiving weekend. I ended up getting in on Tuesday, going in, and they told me that there's a 3 to 4 month backlog for trifocals because there's only like 2 or 3 manufacturers who make all the blanks, and then they send them to the optical shops, and they actually do the grinding, for the prescription. And so I tried progressive lenses years ago and didn't like them. She says, we can get you progressive lens, but if you don't like them, we can, within 30-day window, I can order you a set of the trifocals. And if it takes 3 or 4 months to come in, at least you got a set of glasses in the meantime. Oh, I'm having heck. And I mean, y'all can laugh all you want. I don't know how this comes. See this right here? This is how I'm seeing right now.
I knew you resemble Sherlock Holmes. When you put that up now, you are Sherlock Holmes, man.
Need to change the hat though.
Yeah.
And
You're not going to try progressives again?
And then, so anyway, so here's the bummer
Good.
part. The bummer part about all this is that at work, 95% of my work is on a PC.
Right.
Okay. And so I got a set of readers that I'm cheating with, along with this that I'm cheating with, and my crew's having a blast picking on me. They're
How
just
many glasses can you wear at one time?
I guess so. Put the cheaters on over the glasses and then use the magnifying glass.
now at
Well,
work. I don't know how this is going to come across. This is what I wear at work because these are prescription glasses. This is the only prescription glasses I've got. It's my sunglasses. But the issue is I can't see the PC with those because the sunglasses have an anti-glare on them. The new monitors have an anti-glare on them, and the monitor looks black. I can't see.
Yep.
So he's forgetting to tell us though. He's got a monocle in his other eye just so he can see far distance.
I probably do.
Oh, Les, I can tell you for a fact that progressive lenses have changed immensely in the 40 or 50 years since you tried them. So, you might want to give them a try.
But that's actually what she said, and they ought to be here any day now. I went
Okay.
on, I went on and got them, and
Okay.
she told me, she says they have changed a whole lot, and it says it may take a couple weeks to get used to them, but it says like 99% of the people now, once they get them, they love them. So I don't know.
They are much back in the old days. The field of focus was very narrow. You had to find just the right spot looking up and down. They've done miracles with those lenses lately. And so I think you might actually like them better than tries once you get used to them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine trifocals. That's scary sound.
And I guess it's what I've gotten used to.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing what your brain can sort through.
That's
Mhm.
right. That's right.
Well, good luck with the progressives. Is all I can say, because I know how it feels. I'm not a trifocal. Well, I probably would be a trifocal if I didn't have progressives. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in the same neighborhood.
Well, when you either want to see far away or you want to see like the computer monitor or you want to see like this. So,
Right.
and I got,
Yeah. The computer monitor distance is the one that's hard to do. I can get up close, I can get far away, but yeah, that in
Yeah.
between.
My arms get tired holding that monitor away from me.
So, and then she goes, well, have you ever thought about trying contacts? No, I'm not a contact person. Now, Carla wore contacts for years and years and years. So, I don't know. Again, I guess it's whatever you get used to.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah,
Keith,
When I ride, I gotta wear my contacts.
Don't let the cataract scare you. Okay, I don't know if anybody else has had it. I had cataract done a couple years ago. It really isn't that big of a deal nowadays. It really isn't. The recovery from that was much better than when I ended up having the detached retina. That was much worse than what the.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
But it's
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
he assured me that they've come a long way with cataract removal in the
Yeah.
past few years, and he said they don't even put you completely under. Just kind of give you something to relax you.
Oh yeah, and
He
you won't care what they do. You'll be drifting back and forth. Believe me.
Right.
They put me all the way under because I started panicking.
Oh,
You know,
Oh, yeah.
when they burned out the old lens, you see that laser light zooming around in your head, and they could say I was tensing up on that. And I heard the doc say, "Take him down." And the next thing I know, I was done. You know, so I said, "This guy's not cooperating. Just knock him out." You know,
Yeah.
so
I'd have to be knocked out ahead of time. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I didn't like it, and they said, "Okay, if you don't like it, we'll just put you to sleep." You know?
Yep.
but
How long is the recovery?
It took me about a week or two before it was 100% back. Within a couple of days, it was real close.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going to do any corrective lenses when they do it, or just replace what you got?
According to them, corrective lenses if needed while they're in there. And I've got to put special eye drops starting tomorrow all the way up through the day of surgery, which is Wednesday.
Yeah, and you'll be using them a bunch after surgery
Yep.
too. So that's the worst part of the whole deal is having to put those stupid drops in. I
Yep.
hate
Yep.
eye drops.
Yeah.
So
he-
it would be
he-
pretty hard if you got to lift your visor up while you're riding to get those things in.
No.
Squirt it up in the air right into it.
Yeah, there you go. That might work.
Part that freaked me out the worst, I think, is, of course, they dilate your eye to do this, but they put some super dilation stuff in there. And for like 2 days, my pupil was wide open.
Yep.
And I was like, is this right? You know, I'd look in the mirror and his one eye is just wide.
Oh
you
my
know?
goodness.
I bet Keith sees lots of people like that.
Yeah. I'm sure
With and without the gun drawn.
I bet you both
Honest,
people-
officer, I just came from the optometrist. Honest.
I swear.
Yeah.
I swear. This is medical. This is medically prescribed.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
We have a warped sense of humor, don't we?
Ellen, when did you have yours done?
Say again?
When did you have your eyes done?
Well,
I'm
I've only
having
had
a-
one done. I'm not going to have the other one. When was that? That was about 4 or 5 months ago now, I guess, maybe 6. It's really weird because they fixed my long vision with the cataract. And so I can see long with this eye. I can see short with this eye. So if I take my glasses off, I can actually, they got monovision where, you can sometimes put the short lens in one and the long lens in the other eye, and your brain sorts it all out somehow. So I can almost see without my glasses, but to see good. And I got a weird prescription now because when they changed this prescription, man, put the corrective lens in, they slightly missed. And so now instead of this eye being 20/20, it's like 20/10.
Oh man.
And so I'm kind of short-sighted now in this eye. And no, I'm sorry, I'm short-sighted in this and long-sighted in this. And so my prescription is plus on this side, negative on this side. It's a weird, and the doctor, the guy is doing it. Is this right? I'm going, yeah, that's right. It's just, goofy. So as it turns out, like I say, I'm just going to leave it. I only had, for whatever reason, one cataract. This eye is not cataract. It's perfect. This one was all screwed up some way or another. So it's like, they said, "Do you want to do the other eye?" I said, "No, we're just going to leave it alone. We're done."
No. You only get me in here once.
That's right. So, if it ever clouds up, then we'll do it. But until it clouds up, I'm rolling with this. And it's working out for me pretty good. If in a worst case scenario, if I lost my glasses, I could still drive. I can still read. I can still do everything I need to do. I just, I can't do it as well if I have some correction. So it's working out good.
Anyway, Keith,
Well, my
don't freak.
my
over
doctor
it.
said my doctor said my right eye is my worst, and my left eye we're gonna do on January 4th, giving the left eye time to heal.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna go in 2 times,
Yeah.
and have them both removed. And he told me, he said, "You will be amazed at how much better your vision is."
Mhm.
He said,
Clear.
He said, "It will make a world of difference."
Oh yeah. Brightness and
Yeah,
colors.
right.
You'll say Yeah, I forgot that grass was that green kind of a
Yep.
thing. Yeah,
Or the sky that blue.
right.
I got a question for you, Keith.
Yes, sir.
Before I left the Navy, I was an instructor at the Weapon and Tactics Instructors course.
Uh-huh.
And some of our requirements there for combat rescue and naval special ops, you had to, with unaided eyes, so whether you wore contacts or glasses, you had to hit your 300-meter target with your carbine at a very high confidence level repeatedly, and it was day or night. So guys with glasses, they had to do the course without their glasses. They could do the initial ones as they're leading up, but as we're teaching muscle memory,
Right.
getting everybody as a good shooter, that was a lot. The right eye dominant, left eye dominant, and some people was an incredibly big factor in trying to teach someone to shoot with their left eye when that's their weak eye.
Right.
The whole premise is you're going to lose your good hand. You're going to lose vision in your good eye. You still got to be able to maintain whatever your function is in combat with your weak eye, your weak hand. How does that affect you with the police work? I know it's got to be at least close to that. Do you practice that? Is that something that's normal part of training?
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. When I first got into the business, I'm left-handed by nature. And the only thing I do left-handed is eat, draw, and eat and draw with my left hand. So when I put my weapon and I practice, I would shoot left-handed. And I had real good instructor who saw me pull. When I would go to the target, I'll pull to the left and pull down. And what I was doing, I was closing my left eye because my right eye is my dominant eye. And I was seeing everything there. So he took my handed holster and had me shoot, had me shoot right-handed. And my scores went from the 70s up to the 90s. I shot consistently all the time up into the mid 90s because I would shoot right-handed using my dominant eye, the right eye. And that's how they were going through and correct you. When I went to police academy, they went over all that stuff. And
Yeah.
there were several people who, let's say by nature would be right-handed, but they would use their left eye as a dominant eye. So they learned how to adjust for it. And that's what they taught me. What was interesting was my instructor, he was right-handed, but he was left eye dominant.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was
one of the things that we would do for
exact opposite I was.
Yeah, our new students, ones that weren't really that avid shooters, and one of the first things we do is tell everybody, okay, left-handed, right-handed, doesn't matter. Stick your hand out like you're going to shoot a gun and close one eye. And that was always the tell. They might stick their left hand out and close their left eye. So now they're trying to shoot cross. And that was just one of those easy things to help that student become a better shooter. But in the end, the goal is whether you're shooting right-handed, left-handed, both hands, one eye, both eyes, whatever, you're going to be able to hit your man-sized target at 300 meters with that carbine and at 25 meters with the pistol. We didn't try to get too fancy there.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of, we did it in a similar fashion because everybody is individually different. And so that's how we always adjusted for it.
Well, hell, now with the high capacity magazines, you just spray and pray.
Yeah.
Who can afford it?
Well,
Yeah, right.
lucky for me, I never got an enemy marksmanship medal. And a lot of that times because they were spraying and praying and
yeah,
you don't score
well,
points.
I was lucky when I worked back in the Memphis area, we would go train where the Navy SEALs trained. So we got to train with them. And those guys were incredible on their shooting. So I learned a lot of cool little skills from them. and we could go over and train with it anytime we wanted to. And so I got spoiled because I felt like I got trained by the best in the business.
Well,
And they
when
would
I
give
was,
all these little tips. So
yeah, there was a FBI instructor here at Quantico. I did a couple of years on a contract with the Bureau. And that was after I'd crashed my VMAX and I got this titanium rod in my left arm. So that really throws off everything. And you can't really tell here on the camera, but I'm very dissimilar from one side to the other. Left side is atrophied quite a bit after that crash. But
Wow.
that FBI instructor really did help me, even though I was, a prior instructor too, but it's always getting that fresh perspective from somebody else. And I look at that when I'm riding motorcycles too. Somebody will be behind me, will come up to a rest stop and they'll point something out that had never dawned on me for all these other years. Or, somebody in front of me, I say, hey, why do you do this? Or why do you do that? There was an Australian rider that came up for one of our Rockets Across America, that his biggest pet peeve for all of us, he says, why do you guys use your brakes when you're going into curves? That drives me crazy. And I'm like, well, you need to slow down. And he said, well, not like you guys do. I mean, you start way back there. Yeah, slow down that last 10 feet before you hit your apex. And we're like, no, that's not the way we ride in America. But still, there's things that I did kind of learn from that guy. It's a different way of riding. I do use my front brake a lot heavier now than what I used to. I used to be both brakes a lot, but I would start slowing down way soon. But now, several years after that, I keep my speed right up, use the brakes, not so much the engine compression because that hurts the valves over time. At least I'm led to believe that. But yeah, learning something from somebody always is good, whether it's shooting, it's riding the bike, going to the strip club, whatever,
I don't go
I
slow
got
enough not to use the brakes.
Well, if you look on YouTube, there's a lot of places that are talking about trail braking right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of those YouTube videos are about trail braking.
Well, I
I've
definitely
seen
do
a lot
that.
of emphasis on that.
Yeah, the slow speed stuff, I definitely use that back brake a lot. And that's one of those things I'm not the fastest guy anymore, but I can win a lot of slow speed races in the backyard. Used to be the guys I hang out with. They're the Sportsters always win the biker game stuff when you're doing the slow speed races. They're so much lighter. And I show up with a big heavy rocket and they're laughing at me. And that first time I come up there, I win. And they're like, no way, what were you doing? And just real simple, just back brake, friction zone, keep the RPMs up and just have better, a little bit better balance maybe, but it's all about the back brake.
Yeah, even pump it a little. Pump the brake, pump it so it just jumps a little.
The main thing about trail braking is to always have your suspension under load. That's the whole kick to that. And all your other maneuvers are so much more
That's
predictable because you're not getting that spring effect of coming off and on the throttle.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Right.
So Brad, you said that you might hopefully, if weather breaks, get a short ride in. Is your wife okay with that?
Yeah, she is, surprisingly. She didn't think much of the idea of riding with a boot on though.
Okay.
That's right. How was that foot doing?
Good. I got I had a doctor's appointment about a week and a half ago and they said I could get out of the boot and just start working on the strength and flexibility and stuff. So if I'm careful what I do, I'm fine, but I can twist it and do a few things that remind me that it's still a little sore and it's still swollen some after a day of walking around on it. So
You didn't get pins or anything, did you?
no.
Okay. Man, you'll feel that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Thanks.
You do. I mean, ankle and foot injuries, they don't go away. My foot's still killing me. And probably my 20s.
Yeah.
Tailbone injuries too.
I
What's
guess I
that?
got lucky. I broke my left leg right just above the ankle in a motorcycle wreck in it was 1972. And my ankle still doesn't work right, but thankfully it doesn't cause me any pain. I just can't bend it like I should be able to. So I guess I got lucky.
Wow.
For
No,
one.
no arthritis yet.
Well, dinner's on the table. It's time for me to say goodbye. So
Okay,
good seeing you guys.
be careful.
It's in you, Alan.
Catch up next time.
Gotcha.
See you, Alan.
Be cool.
Yeah, I guess I'll probably sign off too, so I can get out and see some of those pretty lights I've been missing. I need that in life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any-
I'll take some
any-
pictures and post some of the photos that I take as we get closer to Christmas.
Yeah, well, I might put those up on the
Actually-
we got that Christmas thread, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right, so, all right, well, you guys have a good, safe
And we'll-
rest of your night, and we'll see you next month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be gone. Y'all be
Thank you.
careful. I'm gone too.
Okay. All righty,
All
bye.
right, Les.
all right.
Bye.
Y'all take care.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye. See you, Rich.
Later, Keith. Good seeing you again, guys.
You too.